Cara Delevingne's tattoo typo fail, Cher accused of kidnapping her son, and the WGA strike is finally over. Hello everyone, I'm Melanie with InformOverload, and we have some crazy stories to share today, so let's just get straight into it. Actress and fashion model Cara Delevingne has made headlines, and it's maybe not for what you think it is. Many fans have noticed something about Delevingne. Not only did she get a new tattoo, but it seems like there was a spelling mistake in her new piece. Cara posed to showcase her new abstract ink of a woman's face on her arm, but it was a tattoo underneath that one that raised eyebrows. Underneath her abstract tattoo was another piece of a dictionary definition of the Italian word dormavigilia that means semi-conscious state. I apologize in advance as I definitely butchered the pronunciation, but I'm about to do it again, as the full tattoo reads dormavigilia, the space that stretches between sleeping and walking. Did you spot the error? To be honest, I didn't even notice until others pointed it out. The tattoo artist Matteo replaced the word waking with walking, which ultimately changes the phrase's meaning. Fans were quick to share their reactions to Cara's tattoo in the comment section. One fan wrote, "No, you spelt it wrong, it's supposed to be waking, not walking," which another fan replied with, "Yes, comments get deleted it seems." There was others pointing it out. It seemed the entire comment section was flooded with fans calling out the spelling error on the model's new permanent piece. But wait, there's more. Just like an infomercial, not everything is how it seems, as the tattoo artist himself revealed that the word choice was deliberate. Matteo replied to these fans by saying, "Maybe we choose like that compliments you can read." Although many fans caught this so-called spelling error, Matteo claims it was the model's vision. There you go people, the tattoo typo fail was actually a tattoo typo success. At least it was intended and it wasn't an accident. This wasn't the only thing fans were calling out Delevingne's tattoo artist for, as many were quick to assume this photo was posted without her approval, as she was posing without a top on. With even more comments asking why Cara didn't wear a top if the tattoo she was showcasing was on her arm. Cara actually had to reply to these comments and all these assumptions as she took it to the comments to address whether it was her choice on what she wore, or in this case, didn't wear. She wrote, "I am a perfectionist, especially when it comes to photography, and I was trying to help make something beautiful. Everyone calm down please, thank you." Matteo, the tattoo artist, further addressed these comments once again as he discusses how Cara was dressed in the photo and the word walking instead of waking, as he stated, maybe because everyone has her/his own vision. And I'll have to admit, the photo scene of Delevingne posing looked amazing, as this model definitely still got it, and I'm so jealous of how photogenic she is, even if it is just to show her tattoo. Cara actually got her first tattoo of a lion's head on her finger back in 2013, and since then has grown her pieces, including a huge rose on the side of her body, as well as the word bacon on the sole of her feet. Kind of a good idea, but maybe that's just me. However, Delevingne is definitely not the first celebrity that was met with a ton of comments after a tattoo, as singer Ariana Grande back in 2019 got a tattoo that read 7 rings in honor of her new single. Well, that's what she thought she was getting, at least. She chose to get it written in Japanese, and let's just say it definitely didn't read 7 rings, but instead it read barbecue grill, which is kind of funny because if it weren't for the tattoo reveal on her Instagram, she may have never found out what her tattoo really meant. Moving on to our next story that I definitely didn't see coming. The Cher herself, who is often referred to by the media as the goddess of pop, has undeniable talent, but is currently facing accusations for kidnapping her adult son. In an article written by Variety, they talk about the newly revealed court documents that have accused Cher of actually hiring 4 men to remove her son, Elijah Blue Allman, on the night of his wedding anniversary with his estranged wife in a New York hotel. Well, Elijah's wife signed the court declaration on December 4th in Los Angeles Superior Court that highlighted this situation. The reason why any of this news was made public now was because of the couple's ongoing divorce that was filed by Elijah a year prior to the alleged abduction. Elijah's former partner, Marie Angela King, claims in the filing that the two of them were working towards their marriage even after Cher requested her to leave their family home. They filed for divorce in 2021, but attempted to save the spark that was once there. Allman and King allegedly spent 12 days together in New York before their anniversary on November 30th, which is when the abduction allegedly happened. King states, after spending these 12 days together in New York, 4 people came into our hotel room and removed Allman from our room. That is terrifying, and I could not even imagine what was going through their heads, as I had no idea this was gonna happen. So how do we know Cher was involved in this anyway? Well, one of the 4 men allegedly told King that they were hired by Allman's mother, who is the one and only Cher. Back in December, following the alleged abduction, King was obviously very worried for her husband, as she didn't know what condition he was in or even where he was. In August of 2022, King was told she wasn't allowed to speak or even see Allman because he was in a lockdown at a treatment facility that was undisclosed to her, and she was told her husband at the time didn't have access to his phone. The two first got married in 2013, which was also the year they met, but broke up in 2020, and just a year after that, Allman filed for divorce. He also had past celebrity partners that include Heather Graham, Kate Hudson, and even Paris Hilton during different times in his life. It was revealed Allman was put into this facility due to his battle against substances, which he shared his story in 2014, as he revealed he began using at the age of 11, but claims he hasn't touched anything else since 2008 at the time. He also opened up about why he began using at such a young age, as he wanted to look for an escape from everything in his past, and even his mother herself had been open about her battles as well. I'm sure his mom just wanted to seek his best interest, as she clearly wanted him to seek treatment, but the way she decided to go about it was definitely strange, and I'm sure she could have at least let King know a little more information, as she must have been so scared and worried with 4 random men coming in and leaving with her husband and no further knowledge about his whereabouts. Well, currently Allman and King are in the middle of their divorce, and I hope both parties have the support they need during this difficult time. Now let's move on to the new updates surrounding the writer's strike. The writer's strike is officially over after a long 148 days, as the WGA votes to lift strike orders. And no, this strike has nothing to do with bowling, but rather to attempt and reach agreements surrounding the terms of their job. This is great news for the crew behind TV shows and movies, as they can now continue their jobs again. We all know that big companies like Netflix make tons of money, but it's unfair for the writers of the shows and movies featured on streaming platforms, as many believe they do a lot more for these big companies and deserve security for their future job as well as better pay. The board of the WGA West, also known as the Writers Guild of America, and the WGA East voted on Tuesday to lift the strike orders as of 12:01 a.m. Pacific time on Wednesday. They are following a tentative agreement on a new minimum basic agreement contract with the Alliance of Motion Picture and Television Producers, which allowed them to continue work as of Wednesday, even before the final vote on the contract. This decision to end the strike came 2 days after the writers and Hollywood studios successfully concluded their talks for a new NBA deal on September 24th. There was a ton of discussion and negotiation before the two sides were finally able to work through their differences and find a compromise. They are focusing on a few key points that include generative AI in the creative process, minimum staffing requirements for a writer's room, and streaming residuals. With all this great news, we can only further hope the actors are also able to reach an agreement as well. The SAG-AFTRA is still protesting outside of their offices of the AMPTP, waiting for their turn to reach a negotiation and have a discussion after being on strike for 75 days. They obviously want to reach an agreement because, just like the writers, they also have raised concerns and questions surrounding their jobs and the future for them. In fact, only 2% of actors make a livable wage, whereas others have to work paycheck to paycheck just to barely survive. And on Tuesday, the WGA released a 94-page MBA contract, as well as a summary of the new terms. This new deal includes better pay or financial benefits compared to before, as we all know issues surrounding pay were brought up due to the shift from TV programs to streaming services. New minimum staff levels in TV writers' room, which will ensure there's a certain number of writers on the team, better payment conditions, and of course, protection for the use of artificial intelligence, also known as AI. Especially the AI situation, many writers were fearful that technology would be able to take over their jobs, as you don't have to pay AI, but you do have to pay writers. AI is also able to imitate the style of past scripts scripts, which puts the writer's job at huge risk. This new agreement won't completely dismiss the use of AI, as instead will outline how AI can be used in order to protect these writers from losing their job while still using the advanced technology for their advantage. A few of these AI outlined rules include forbidding AI from writing or even rewriting literary material, as it won't be considered source material under the MBA, which can't be used to undermine a writer's credit. Writers can also choose to use AI if the company consents and provides the writer with applicable company policies, but the company cannot require writers to use AI software such as ChatGPT, along with the WGA reserving the rights to assert that exploitation of writers' material to train AI is prohibited by MBA or other laws. This agreement came months after writers began protesting as they were worried about the future of their jobs. Many celebrities showed support towards these writers, such as Pete Davidson, as he was seen passing out pizzas to those striking writers, and even Sarah Hyland, Jesse Tyler Ferguson, and Nolan Gold, known for their roles on ABC's hit show Modern Family, walked alongside protesters with funny signs to show their support. Sarah Hyland, who plays Haley Dunphy, held up a sign with a picture of Gloria, played by Sofia Vergara, saying, "In my country, it's considered very bad luck when you don't pay writers." And many were glad big-name celebrities were able to use their platform and audience to show support to these writers, because without them, you wouldn't have your favorite shows and movies to watch all day long. Wait, you don't just sit at home and watch TV all day long? Just me? Anyways, hopefully the actors will be able to come to an agreement soon as they continue to protest, as they also want to ensure stability and security with their job rather than being replaced with a robot. I mean, haven't we all learned from Transformers or whatever that they're gonna become smarter than us and start taking over the world? I'm gonna continue to pray at 11:11 and hope that never happens. Which story shocked you the most? We would love to hear all your opinions down below. I'll see you next time. Bye bye!